Love. I'm the expert of love. It's a 4-letter word. It has 2 syllables and 2 vowels. It usually looks like a heart. My mom never tells me she loves. For those who know me, you should know that romance isn't typically my jam, particularly in shows and movies, but I'm certainly no Romeo myself. And for those who don't know me, hi. That being said, I've dipped my toes into the romance genre of anime more times than my masculinity would like me to admit. Why? I don't know, I'm lonely. Regardless, my curiosity made me try out these types of shows, and honestly, made me realize that romance just isn't my thing. I guess I would just rather watch 2 overly proportioned buff men beef it out atop an archipelago than see whatever this is. Though I can't sit here and say that my experience has been all bad with them, there's definitely been some diamonds in the rough. But I don't think any of them have shined quite as bright as Kaguya-sama Love is War, and there is one crucial reason for that. While many of the romance shows I've seen typically fall into patterns of telling the same stories or having the same cliches, Kaguya-sama still does that. But more importantly, it does it in a style that makes it feel super unique and entertaining, with a bit more substance to latch onto than your average rom-com. This might be heresy to say for some, but it really does feel like the JoJo's of romance anime to me. But you probably know all of this already. After all, this isn't a video about the show in its totality, this is about the 3rd season, and oh boy, is it the best one yet. Each season of this show has progressively impressed me more and more, being able to make an over-the-top style, bringing out a range of emotions for the viewers, all while still feeling somewhat grounded in its approach. And what grounds itself in particular this season is the characters and their development. When initially watching the show, the characters were entertaining, some less than others, but I didn't see much more to them, or in the plot to be fair. I thought it was a basic yet interestingly entertaining concept. So with the initial hook and style being all the series really had to set itself apart from competition, fleshing out each member of the student council would be the next necessary step. While I really enjoyed Ishigami's development from season 2, it was about time the main characters played a more pivotal role, which is exactly what season 3 did. If I were to give a theme to this season, I think it would be time. Especially for the 2 characters, they were realizing that their constant avoiding of reality and playing games with one another was having real-world consequences, and time was slowly running out for both Kaguya and Shirogane to actually confess to one another. This simple change of pace alone was already enough to pique my interest. The show's main hook was one that I always found entertaining and different. Having love being played off as this game to make the other confess was instantly more interesting than and while at times the concept could be frustrating, it was at least aided by the actually pretty funny humor. But this gimmick alone could only last so long. A season of it was fun, 2 started to wear off on me, and if it was the exact same thing for 3, well, I wouldn't be making this video to say the least. So having a change of pace for the majority of the season was refreshing. Kaguya having to see everyone around her happy, getting into relationships, using their teen years to the best of them, was something she realized she was missing out on. With the culture festival approaching fast, she began to develop past her pride, to try and open up and eventually work to actually confess. I mean, the scene where she straight up tells Hayasaka that she plans to do so is a very subtle nod to her character development that only the most attentive of viewers could actually see. But I think Shirogane absolutely stole the show this season, without a doubt in my mind. Watching him work through this dilemma of either being with Kaguya or crossing the sea to Stanford made me feel all the same pressure and conflict as him. Seeing this hard-working president we know and love work through all these problems, yet still feel vulnerable and scared just added to how grounded the characters felt. I also really enjoyed learning the past of Kaguya and Shirogane and how meeting each other fundamentally changed them. They both saw each other as distant to others, the dynamic of Kaguya being someone judgmental to others, only seeing their worth and how she could use them, and Shirogane believing his social status predetermined how he should act and how others saw him was brilliant. Both saw each other as the parts they lacked within themselves, and so desperately wanted to fill that, they unintentionally became the exact person the other wanted to be, making the romance feel like way more than just some teens being teens. While I don't think that every episode this season was the strongest in the series, having this push for the characters to become their stronger selves made watching even the duller scenes feel real. And that doesn't even just go for our main 2. Seeing Ishigami finally start to move past his self-consciousness and finally ask out Tsubame felt heartwarming. There were even nice moments for some of the other side characters that you could not pay me to name, I do not know, but they were still nice. Though, I gotta admit, easily the best part and character of the entire season, you know, hell, even the entire series, has to be Miyuki's dad. I mean, this man just oozes pure sex appeal, and I can say that because it's Pride Month.
Yo.
All this concluded into the final scene where everything the story is built up to concluded in a beautifully orchestrated confession by Shirogane and a response from Kaguya that only this kind of show could pull off. It was a great ending to the final season and an even better ending to the 3-season story. Wait, what do you mean it's not the final season? Wait, what do you mean?